Hello, my name is Doug McGuire, and I'm going to take the next few minutes to give you a demonstration of the Kingdom link with interactive petrophysics. The Kingdom link is accessed through the interactive petrophysics import-export menu and allows you to push wells into Kingdom projects from IP and then bring the data from Kingdom back into interactive petrophysics. The first thing I'm going to do is export some data to a Kingdom project that I have. So I select Kingdom from the export menu. I'll then navigate to the TKS, which is the database file for the Kingdom project that I want to access. Select that. So here we see the window that allows us to manage the exports of data to Kingdom. I've selected the Kingdom database that I want to connect to. When I clicked Connect to Database, if I needed to put in a database username or a password, I could select those in here, but I don't in this case. Multiple authors, if they were present in the Kingdom database, would appear here. I'm going to select Administrator, which is how I created this project. On the Kingdom side, as we're going to see in a few minutes, 5 of the wells, there are 42 in this list altogether, 5 of these wells exist in the Kingdom database already. But we have some options that allow us to select which wells and which data are going to be moved as we go through the operation. So I see the list. These are the wells in the IP project, and I can just hit select all if I'm going to move them all across. But as I said, there are 5 that already exist on the Kingdom side. So what I can do is just deselect those wells because I don't need to copy them over. So I've deselected those 5. I'm going to toggle on overwrite well header data. This allows me to either overwrite the data or to not overwrite data when I'm moving data from an existing or between existing projects. So I click Next. Now I have a list of all the curves. These are the curves by name in the wells that I've selected from my IP wells to take over into Kingdom. Here I see a list of all the curves that are present in the wells that I've selected in the IP project. I can individually select or deselect these wells or these curves. All of them are selected by default. I have the option of prefixing the set name from IP if I wish to maintain the structure of the data as it was organized in IP as I push it into Kingdom. I'm going to turn that off, so I'm just sending the curve names over to Kingdom. I click Next. Now I have a list of all of the tops or the picks that are present in the IP database, and again I can select or deselect any of these if I wish to do a partial movement of data. So this gives me a great deal of flexibility in terms of moving all the data or selectively just moving some of the data between IP and Kingdom. When I click Next, now I get a summary panel that allows me to look at the wells that I have selected, and it says okay, there are 47 wells selected, 42 curves, 45 formation tops. I can see what they are. I could back up and change any of these selections before I make the transfer, but I'm just going to go ahead and click Next. This then goes into the export, so we've connected this instance of IP to my Kingdom project, and we're now pushing these 42 wells over. Okay, this actually runs quite quickly. And done. So I'll close the export window, minimize IP, and go over and launch Kingdom. When Kingdom comes up, I'm allowed to select the projects. The Teapot project is the one that I push the data into, so I'll open that in Kingdom now. When I do that, now if I come to my well subsets menu, now I can look at the wells that are present in the project. I'm going to select all of the wells, and all except 5 of these were the wells that I brought over. So I'll select these and I'm going to add them to my dynamic well subset, which I've named IP wells. Save those, close the wells menu. Now as soon as I do this, what I have over here on the map side is I can come to wells and I can refresh my visible wells in the map, and you see the spots, they're quite small here. I haven't taken any time to configure the map to show the well symbols large, but there are now 42 wells on here. I can see the well subsets here. This allows me to open Kingdom Petrophysics with the wells that I've just pulled in. This takes a few seconds because it is a moderate number of wells. And here are the wells that we've just populated this Kingdom project with. The first 5 have already been loaded into memory, so I can now come into the load wells from database. I'll just pick one at random of the new wells that we've loaded. That's this one. So now as soon as we've brought it in, I can look at the log plots to see that the curves have come across, and also look here at the picks, which are named administrator because it's the username that was used to name the pick set. And we see the picks that have come across from the database. So with that done, I'm going to get out of Kingdom Petrophysics and minimize Kingdom. I'm going to come back into IP, and I'm going to change to a blank database that I have now and pull some of these wells back in from the Kingdom project by going to the import data side, selecting Kingdom, and essentially going back through the same process. So I will connect to the Kingdom database. I'll select the author, go next. I can take my well subset because now I'm essentially accessing the Kingdom database itself. If I had a subset of the wells with a list, I could do that. I'm just going to select all of these, go into next. This is essentially the reverse of the process we saw because I'm pulling data into a completely blank IP project. None of the new matches. Because I'm coming into an IP project with no wells in it, there are no matches that show here. I can just click overwrite all well headers to bring in all the well header data from IP. In this case, if I don't want everything to go into the default set, I can name a new one. I'll call it raw, essentially bringing everything back into the project the way I had it in the other IP project. Click next, the screen that allows me to select my picks. Again, a summary screen, and click next, and we'll bring all these wells back into IP from the Kingdom project. I can close this. I'm going to save these wells in the IP project. I can pick one to just show that we can look at a log plot for the curves that have come in. And again, up here in the picks, which are now labeled Kingdom to indicate that they came over from Kingdom. Of course, these can be renamed, copied, and used any way that you normally would within IP. So just within that time of a few minutes, we've pushed data from IP over into Kingdom and brought that same data back into IP from Kingdom so that we can see the functionality of the Kingdom link that is being released in IP 2019. If this would be of interest, please contact your Lloyd's Register account representative, and we'd be happy to get you more information. Thank you.